Hi, I'm Childer Bones and I'm a witch, a practicing witch. I've been a practicing witch for the last 20 years, and the energies that I've worked with and the deities, the god forms, the plant spirits, what we've done collectively is we've actually produced a product line of magical products that will connect you to the deities and the plant spirits that I've been working with over the last 20 years. And today I'm going to talk to you about a beautiful and often misunderstood energy called Mako woman. And Mako woman is a shark goddess, if you like. She's about the sinking colossal depths of fear within ourselves. Her ways are terrifying, her ways are deep and dark and scary, and always they are done with love and the absolute beauty of a mother to a child. So the Mako woman, believe it or not, even though misunderstood about all her fear, is actually about the fact that underneath that is a real strong basis for all her children that she loves very much. Mako woman in herself isn't fear. What she does is it tends to ignite our own fears, and underneath the fear is usually trapped power. And what Mako woman, her main lesson is that if you can delve into your own fears, underneath that you will unleash a lot of power. So it's about transmutation of one's own fear in order to unleash power and become united, whole and empowered. The other thing that Mako woman represents and can help us make a bridge to is actually ancestral working. So if you're familiar with the ancestral witnessing, which is quite shamanic but also used in witchcraft circles in our rites, we call on our ancestors sometimes to witness, to bless, to have relationship with. Sometimes it's appropriate to feed our ancestors in our rituals, and they bring a lot of blessings and a lot of power and guidance to us. And Mako woman also upholds and represents the ancestral connections that we have, that we sustain in our day-to-day lives. The other thing that she can be used for, which has been used by some people I know that have used my products and found it quite helpful, is if someone felt disconnected to the ancestral lines, she can help form a bridge there. And to be disconnected from your ancestral lines could be two examples, and one may be that you're adopted and that you don't feel connected to the family that you were raised in, so therefore you might want to actually contact your ancestral line that you don't know anything about. Because ancestors, you know, it can be about your bloodline, but it can also be about your family of choice. So, you know, I don't want to, I mean, it's a whole topic in itself, and we're here to talk about Mako woman, but just so you know. And the other reason is that you may never have worked with your ancestors before, so you might want to start that. That would be the other magical reason you could work with Mako woman, because you really want to connect in with your ancestral lineage. So that's another reason you could, you know, work with her. So anyway, she also brings self-initiation into the modern world. So, you know, tribally, people would go through initiations and still do to this day, but not so often in the West. And Mako woman kind of represents and upholds that we can initiate ourselves into selfhood, and we can use Mako woman's energy to bring about those rights for ourselves. And she can be the marker, she can be the witnesser, she can be the ancestral presence for us and hold that witnessing as we undergo our rites. Because when the community witnesses the change or the rites, like it does in other cultures that have these initiations, the community witnesses it so they know that you've changed. And if in the modern world you don't have that connection with a group or with your family, for example, but you believe that you're going through a change of some kind and you want to do that and navigate through a ritual of selfhood, you can ask Mako woman to stand in as that presence and guide. So that's quite a nice way to work with her as well. So we've done Mako woman under her instruction. We've made some magical products I need to talk to you today about. And Mako woman's brew itself is based in salt. Salt being a natural preservative, so it's not going to go off. It's very strong, it's very potent, so you don't need much, just a few granules really. And all the scope I've talked about now, about the ancestral witnessing, the ancestral bridging, you know, underpinning fear, stalking your own fear in order to unlock power. A little bit of more of a medium to advanced magical working, to be honest, that part, but you know, it still can be approached. Mako woman's river of power is quite immense. So all those reasons, okay, all those abilities or currents of power can be tapped using this brew. Okay, so this is her brew. It's to actually connect to that river of power. So you could approach her for any of those reasons, all right? So that would be that. So you'd use a couple of grains. Obviously it connects very well with water, so you can bathe in the brew. You can put it around a candle and commune with her in ritual, but you can bathe in it quite successfully. So moving along, I'm just going to show you this, the balm. The balm is in the Magickal river, which is Mako woman, which is very strong and primal. We just rode one current of power, okay, and we formulated that in a balm, and it's called the Ancestors Balm. So this is actually so you don't tap the whole of Mako woman's power. It's a distillation of the brew. Okay, it's not a beauty balm. It's got beeswax in it, so if you're vegan, you may not want to go near it. And in the bottom, it's kind of gritty. It's got some of the brew in there. You know, this isn't a product of beauty. Okay, this is a product of magical potency and to get the effect that you want, because that's what Child of Bones products are about, is getting a magical result. You know, we're not here for the light show. You know, we're here for a result. So this is tapping the current of power for ancestral workings. So what you might want to do, if you wanted to connect to your ancestors in ritual, you could use a little bit of this balm on yourself. Okay, you could use it, you know, on, for example, in sympathetic magic around your altar. You could use it on anything in your family. If you wanted to try and clear some of your ancestral lines, you could certainly use this on, you know, around photo frames of family or broken connections that you had. The sky's the limit really on the ancestral workings. It's such a wide topic. So I'm going to stop there and go on to the next product. And the next product is I'm really impressed with this product actually, and the feedback I've had from others. This is a ritual feeding, and this here is ritual salt, or any salt that you, if you have this, okay, what you do is you get a little jar and with salt, and you personalize the salt, because this is going to represent you. Okay, so you put your hair, fingernails, sacred elixir your body, make it you, and keep this little ritual working away from the eyes of the living, okay, because this is a private thing that you're going to do for 28 days. Now, biting through, so this has got little fossilized shark's teeth in, all of them have. Biting through is Mako woman's, another in her river of power, just one current, okay, and what we've got it here is the real shark totem aspect of this goddess. And what this is called, the biting through, this is for a very particular purpose that would use it. This isn't for ancestral working, and this isn't for underpinning fear. This is literally to get in like a shark attack and get out again. Okay, so this is what I call my magical machete. This is when you need to smash something to smithereens very quickly and get out again. Okay, so you would tell Mako woman what the purpose was that you wanted to sever, to release, to get rid of very quickly. Okay, you would get, then what you do is over 28 days with my products, doesn't really matter in the lunar phase when you enter into it, when you start a ritual, 28 days ritual feeding, take the lid off, just a little tiny bit, a couple of drops there, you're feeding yourself, you're feeding the goddess, you're asking this power to come to you, you're telling it every time that you're doing it what it's for, and you're actually feeding yourself the energy. A lot going on there. Very powerful. Magical machete when you need one. This is you girl. Okay. Then after 28 days, you would actually put this in a sacred manner in the earth. Okay. So that's the products today of Mako woman. I hope that you enjoyed learning a little bit about this very misunderstood goddess. And our next video is going to be on Nemesis, the Great Lady of Night.